Hey guys, what's up? 7stop here, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not everything needs to be balanced, because there's a rising sentiment that seems to be indicating that people think everything has to be perfectly balanced. And like every weapon in every game has to fit perfectly into the sandbox, and that's just not even an attainable goal.
That's just not.
But developers focus so much time and energy on accomplishing this impossible goal of satisfying the balance.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about some multiplayer games. So like Overwatch, Valorant, CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, all them. Like they're constantly tweaking every single
Fortnite.
Every single day they're like tweaking this.
Warzone.
This one's overpowered. They introduce this becomes overpowered. They need to do this. The Grow's overpowered. Tracer has this move that blah blah blah. The Reaper's too overpowered. They need to nerf his damage. Oh, they reworked him so that way he's completely garbage and stuff like that. And for some reason they're like with every single update, it's either something becomes newly overpowered or something becomes newly useless.
Mm-hmm. And it's impossible to achieve perfect balance. So why even try? Just get it as balanced as possible. Just get it relatively balanced and then let people have fun with it.
But no, you can't do that. You have to constantly tweak every little minor thing. You gotta make sure that you gotta make sure, like, if this one weapon has slightly too much or too little recoil, you gotta add 0.5% recoil in order to make it balanced. You just kind of have to, because otherwise you're diluting the sandbox, according to tons of people, apparently.
And there can't be any weapons that aren't really as useful, and even useless weapons. I think that useless weapons have their place as just fun. Like, you just play with it to have fun. What a concept.
I know, it's pretty insane.
You don't
right?
Don't use the best weapon, and you just go play with a gun because it's fun.
Yeah.
Or you use a hero because they're fun, not because they're the best or you need to counter something. No, just do it because it's fun.
Just do it because it's fun. Like, for example, like nowadays, like so many people like the M4. Everybody like uses the M4, and it's super insane.
In Modern Warfare.
Yeah, in Modern Warfare and stuff like that. It's in the Cold War Alpha or whatever. Everyone's using the AK-74U because it's super overpowered, and you got to use it before they nerf it and stuff like that. That's also another thing. People always constantly use the most like super, maybe not overpowered, but really powerful weapon because they know it's going to get nerfed. When in reality, it might not get nerfed if you decide to play with other weapons.
Yeah, everyone's obsessed. You got to use the best weapon, and it's all about being the most competitive possible. Just play for fun.
Just play for fun.
That's why there's ranked playlists in games, so you can go sweat there.
Yeah,
and then you can use fun weapons in casual.
Yeah, and all like the useless, quote unquote, useless weapons and all those weird weapons and stuff like that are taken out of the pro scene. So
yeah,
and again, as we talked about,
like the pros play a different game than a lot of honestly, in a lot of games they just play a different game.
Yeah, and again, for some reason, like everything has to have its perfect spot in the sandbox. Like useless weapons, like you pointed out, like there can't be any useless weapons. Like this one weapon is too similar, and if this will make this one weapon obsolete.
Yeah,
and it's like not really.
And like if there's extra weapons that have similar roles, it's like who cares if it's balanced? That's not diluting the sandbox. More like fun weapons in my game. Weapons.
We love Favin, okay, but Favin sometimes like. He talks about how Halo Infinite has too many weapons that are burst-like, and he's like, this weapon will
diluting the sandbox.
Yeah, and this one weapon will make the Covenant Carbine obsolete and stuff. And I think it's because, like, Rainbow Six Siege is super balanced and stuff, and, like, every weapon has its place, and so every weapon has to have its place or whatever. And, like, again, like, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, look at how balanced Halo 3 is. And yeah, sure, Halo 3 is perfectly balanced, but there are quite a few weapons that just aren't as good as the others. Yeah. And you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can use it if you want to have fun.
Yes! Like, I don't understand, like, oh yeah, the dual plasma pistols is probably not that great. Yeah. But just because it's useless doesn't mean it's diluting the sandbox.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we should just remove it because it's not very useful. No, just keep it because people want to have fun. Or at least I thought they did, but apparently they don't anymore.
I thought they did too. But now let's move on to the opposite of useless, and that's overpowered weapons. So
what is actually an overpowered weapon? So an overpowered weapon is not a weapon that's like 2% better than the most of the weapons in its class. No, an overpowered weapon is just something that's blatantly far more powerful.
Akimbo Model 1887's an MW2.
Yeah.
That was overpowered.
Pre-nerf 725 in Modern Warfare.
That was overpowered. The M4, that's not overpowered.
Yeah, it's just slightly better than other weapons in its class.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason it seems overpowered is because everyone uses it because it's slightly better.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what people.
And you can never make every single weapon perfectly balanced. There's always going to be a weapon that rises to the top, and so you just have to accept that not every weapon's going to be perfect, and that's just how the game works.
Like Halo 3 did. Halo 3 was like, you know what, the BR is the most powerful weapon, but hey, other weapons work too, but the BR is super powerful. They didn't try and nerf it into the ground.
Yeah.
Because every time that
20 shots to kill with the BR, no.
That's what modern developers do all the time too. They just nerf the thing into the ground and stuff like that. And then a new weapon rises up and they constantly go back and nerf. And then
when those things they nerfed, when the community complains those things they nerfed are useless, they buff them again, and then the cycle starts.
And then the cycle continues. And I'm sure you could tell we're mostly talking about Call of Duty, but
but other developers and other games do this as well.
Mm-hmm. Again, kind of like with Overwatch or something like that. There'd be a really overpowered hero. Everybody's trying to use that hero. Everyone's trying to get that hero, and they're like, okay, we gotta nerf it. Which is again another thing. Developers constantly think that they have to nerf things into the ground.
Well, you already mentioned that, but
well, yeah, but I mean, I know this was a huge issue with older COD games, and then when they nerf a weapon into the ground, nobody uses it anymore, and it's kind of again, it kind of loses its relevance, and then nobody wants to talk about it, and then they use the next new overpowered thing. I know in Modern Warfare it was the Grow, and the Grow was a laser, and then they finally nerfed it, and then it was the FAL, and it one shot headshot at everybody and stuff like that, but
they never win.
And the developers never win, so that's why nothing can ever be truly balanced. You should just accept that.
Well, thank you for watching this video. Bye. Please subscribe, like if you thought it was good.
Put down in the comments examples of games that you think are pretty well balanced.
Yeah, and if you have any video ideas or games you want us to cover, please leave it in the comments below. We're always looking for something new. Bye, guys.